Hello, this is Fredo, and today I am doing my little voice for the sixth episode of Santa Filomena. I've actually been told a few times that I should be doing ASMR on YouTube because my voice tends to sound so soft sometimes. I'm not high, I just wanted to take my time today to explain what I'm doing in this sixth episode of Santa. Okay, I keep repeating myself now, so I might change the disc. So, in this episode, I bought obviously a sixth tile, since the principle of this series is to buy a new tile at each episode. And so the sixth tile that I'm buying for this city is going kind of uphill, and it's interesting because right behind the modern center district I will be able to buy and expand the richness of the area to make some kind of Hollywoody hills. At least that's the kind of spirit I would like to go for this new district of the city. But in the meantime, I also improved and developed a few things. But now back to the new area. I'm placing right there the very first offices. I actually can't believe it took me 5 episodes to do so. And as you can see in the modern center, the great fires kept raging because, as I mentioned in the last episode, this is kind of the drill when you get the natural disasters DLC. It tends to make the occurrence of some stupid disasters like fires happen much more. And so I'm trying to deal with this somehow. And then I'm also developing this episode the Violet district, kind of. Placing a few buildings that came from the expansion packs, the DLCs that I got recently, which are, as I mentioned, natural disasters, nightlife, and mass transit. I'm not using much of the additions of mass transit in this episode, but that shall come later. I found there's like a horse riding center, which is pretty cool, that I added back in the countryside behind the former industrial district of Palisandra, which is getting cleared out little by little to be replaced by commercial zones, because I didn't want industries and factories to remain there indefinitely. Also getting the modern center richer by putting some more touristic landmarks. That will increase the value of that district, which is meant to be the richest of the whole archipelago. There's this very cool Asian monument as well that I thought would fit perfectly in the university district. It was kind of annoying to place because it wasn't very easily showing the road connection, but I eventually got the hang of it and fixed whatever needed to be to get it placed properly. Now we're a bit back, closer to the new district. I've mainly placed commercial and offices zones there. There's going to be a few houses, a few residential zones here and there, but they're going to be much more sparse than in the actual modern center, because going up the hills, I didn't want to overload the hills with roads and basically destroy the landscape. So I just built a few roads here and there going up, following the height of the hills, and not just going randomly across them, as you can see right now. Then around the parts of the roads that offered the most flat zones, that's where I thought I would put a few houses here and there, but not too much, because if I wanted to look Hollywoody, then it can't be overloaded with houses. Also, as I said earlier, clearing out Palisandra now to move most of this stuff to the violin. I have a few more plans for the new Palisandra that you will see developing in the forthcoming episodes as well. I've also placed, I think, a new bus route as well because of these new districts. Oh no, I didn't actually do it now. But I know for sure that it's not gonna stay with only 2 lines. Yeah, I added one or a couple because the city is quite expanding now, and only 2 bus roads is not enough at all for 32,000 people. But as I mentioned, I think earlier in the series, one of the annoying things with City Skylines is that there's quite a disproportion between what you see and what the actual numbers are, because for a modern center like the one we do, and for the whole Santa Filomena area as well, actually 32,000 people seems so little. I mean, realistically, this I would say looks like at least twice that number, but for the City Skyline players, you know what I'm talking about. It's somehow disturbing to have such a discrepancy between what you see and what the numbers are. Now placing houses here and there in the hills. I would like them to be of high value, but obviously I'm not gonna overload the hills with touristic landmarks, so I'm gonna have to find different and more clever ways for this real value to rise. I'm just now placing the the violin district. Don't think I actually decided upon the policies it would have, and there's the new district called Dale that I actually hadn't placed either, and is gonna be quite a big one. So many fires in this center since I got natural disasters, it's annoying. I'm placing schools now since they're seemingly needed. Getting rid of all the former factories. And putting a few offices as well. Now I decided I would decorate the waterfront and the beaches a bit more with this cycling path that I got thanks to Nightlife DLC, and then thought I would place a few palm trees as well. It's important to take time every now and then to place a few props like this. Don't know if you actually can call them props. I think that's the term I heard before about City Skylines. And then I decided also to place trees all up what's supposed to be a rich, wealthy district of the hills. I haven't come up with a proper name for it yet. And no, I'm not gonna name it Hollywood. But something in one of the Latin languages would be cool. Like something maybe in Portuguese. I'm thinking saudade. That's a nice word. Saudade. The Saudade Hills. Saudade. Yeah, something like this. Maybe I should look up for some Portuguese or Brazilian song titles or singers. Some of them could have very interesting names that we could use for Santa Filomena. And as you can see, I decided I would start putting some boat related station. No, you don't really call them harbors. Yes, harbors or ports. I guess you can say port, but because I didn't have access to the square where the actual track or road is, then I just decided I would do it later and gave up on that. But yeah, I should start thinking about using all the advantages of the mass transit expansion pack a bit more. These trees are very beautiful. I like the way I work this park. Isn't this cute? It feels very autumny. It's funny because you have palm trees on the beach and then autumn trees in the parks. We kind of have it all in Santa Filomena. The only missing thing is you, don't you think? Okay, I'm starting to sound scary now. So, I developed a bit more of this new district now with a lot of commercial zones as well, since they were quite needed. And then it was the industrial zones that were needed. So I kind of developed the violin almost to full capacity. And then now it's a bit more inhabitants and residential zones that we needed. But I took a bit of time to decide the different policies that the new districts would have, including Dale or White Lane, since I didn't really take the time to do it earlier. And the thing is, the expansion packs or the DLC actually offer you the possibility to add some more policies for the different districts as well. All these fires really made me think that maybe I should consider disabling the natural disasters DLC, which is a bit sad because I wanted to have like disasters randomly happening to me, but then because of the occurrence of fires, I'm a bit annoyed. It's too many fires happening so often, and I need to check again if this pack can somehow be disabled, but at the same time be triggered when you decide a natural catastrophe to happen. Because right now I'm just really, really, really annoyed with the fires. And that's what I was trying to look in the few past seconds and couldn't find anything to fix it. Finally thought I would take the time to look at some stats, which is something I never really done since I started Santa Filomena. To see where I was standing at. And I was trying to figure out why there was a second kind of tab on the right side of the screen, which is pretty much the exact same as the left one. Maybe this is from a mode I didn't remember I got, or maybe it came as a supplement, I guess, with the 3 expansions packs I got. There's so many things I guess I still have to learn to fully master the game, but do you ever really get to the end of it? I mean, I pretty much got the game in the first couple of years it came out, and there's so many things that I would still need to learn. So that was it for this episode. Thank you very much for watching it. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, so that you'll get notifications for whenever the forthcoming episodes will be published. And see you very soon for some more adventures on my channel. Bye bye.